we are going to see the result of, I don't know, 20 years or so. I noticed one thing with the new patch, and that's that at the fastest speed, it goes day by day, really slow. Like, I kind of just wanted to run through a few years. But let's take a look. So we are market cap 7.2 billion. Not too bad. We got market value. We have 11 billion in stock. That's kind of, yeah, right around 11 billion. I own 20% of my company, so I'm worth 1.5 billion, which isn't the biggest. There's definitely easier ways to make money in this game, but this is an interesting way in which I wanted to see how well it worked. Now, we reached kind of a consolidation period where everyone that had money, all these companies that had money, instead of expanding, they'd buy back their own shares. So, I mean, let's just use this as an example. The Matt Stylists, they're, man, they grew like crazy. And one of the reasons why their shares are worth so much is because this guy who owns the company keeps buying back shares over and over and over, which is pretty awesome. But he's just one example. A lot of companies that had money and didn't want to expand their business just would start buying back shares. I looked at this ticker here, and when they buy back shares, that just makes the value go up, you know, whether the company's doing good or bad. You know, they figure, I guess they're set to do that, to try to increase their value. Now, a lot of companies, let's see who some of the biggest are, just out of curiosity. Stock overview, I guess, yeah, see, we got pretty good, you know, these are our ratings. If you want to just ignore the numbers. Stock price, we're pretty healthy. Logic, pretty good. This, let's see, Matt Stylist, yeah, so we own like 48% of this company. That's pretty awesome. And I just kind of used I didn't really use any sophisticated way of buying stocks. Starting out, I kind of just went off of earnings. And then as things went, I went off of the PE ratio. If they have a really good PE ratio, well, lower the better, but not applicable means they're not making any money. Basically, the PE ratio is just their stock value compared to their earnings. So, you know, that's like that times 33. Earnings per share times 33 equals their price. So the lower the number, it's basically a multiplier to get the share price. So like this one, if they had shares available, I'd buy one like this at 10 PE ratio right away, because you already know you're getting a value. That's a value stock. I used to go off of the PB ratio, but that really, it really doesn't matter as much, because companies that are doing good will always have a pretty high PB ratio. And you, like this one, for example, you look at this, oh, they're twice, you know, the price per book. That really doesn't matter, especially with the new one. There's tech companies now. These are, I guess they're showing all new. Oh no, they're not new, they just formed up later. But yeah, the tech companies now, I'm kind of curious how the tech companies go about. But yeah, I bought some shares. They got earnings. They're doing something. And they have real estate. They actually have companies that designate themselves as real estate. Media, this is pretty cool. Investment. So it used to just be consumer. Now companies are designating themselves as tech, real estate, media even, because I never seen a company do that, which I think that's really cool. And investment. I wish there might be a way, but I'm hoping I could designate myself as an investment company and then get whatever benefits comes with that. Maybe I can. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time looking into it, but it would probably be in here under one of these. See, because this is where I change my advertising strategy, brand strategy. And I'd assume it would be in here somewhere, but I don't see it. So I guess we can't designate ourselves. You just kind of have to know what you're doing yourself. So that being said, let's go and fast forward to the dividends to see how much we get in dividends. Let's see, December. You can see how slow it goes. United Array issues shares. Oh, I pause it here when I see the ticker. When they issue new shares, I check them out right away. United Array. And see, this guy, I think that's a... Oh, this is a buy. That's a perfect example of why you watch the ticker, which is kind of nice, maybe why it doesn't go super fast, so that you can actually read these who's buying, who's selling. I wish it went a little faster, but at the same time, then you wouldn't be... Oh, panic selling. That's cool. Panic selling. Maybe that'll give us a chance to buy. See, it's just like in real life when panic creates, more value. Dividend ticks off, and we got about 60 million in dividends that year, and we even pay a few dividends ourselves to me, my character who turns around and buys my own stock. It'll take a very long time. I might start now. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to mention that we kind of ran into a consolidation period where companies were buying back their own shares. They weren't really expanding anymore. Sometimes companies have a strategy where instead of expanding, it would be better to buy your own stock back. And a lot of companies were doing that. Not as much expansion anymore. So that being said, I didn't have much to buy because stocks just kept going up and up. I was selling more. Oh, and I just paused the game right here because I see United Array issued some shares and someone sold some shares of Fusion. Fusion's not a really good buy. See this 18? I mean, that's a little higher than I like it. I like it around 13 or lower, and that's when I'll buy. I'll sell over 25. So anything over 25, like this one, I won't sell my entire position because when you do that, the companies, look, it's an upward trend. You don't want to sell your entire position. You just know that you're better off selling a bit right now. At least that's you could, but you might never get a chance to buy this stock again if you sold it all off because the stock might just keep going up and up. So get a little bit of money, but I wouldn't even sell it right now because I have plenty of money. But if I needed money, stocks like this one that have a high PE ratio, I'd sell. Now I'm going to check out United Array. Oh, 1,000 shares. Wow. The other one was Fusion, and yeah, Fusion I said I didn't want to. So let's just fast forward. I can say that this experiment was a success. It's not like we're making as much as we could if we actually played the game, interacted with the world in some way. I might do that after, but I mean, what's the point? Except, in a way, I'm set behind because I'd be way farther ahead. In a way, I'd be way farther ahead. Maybe I could just buy Matt Stylist's company and then just start playing his. In his company, it's going down. But, oh yeah, that's the panic selling. We had a panic selling period. Anyways, I think United Array issued another 1,000 shares for some reason. Yeah, they did. I'll take them. Now, this experiment I'd say was a success. But I didn't follow the rules, which was ×2, because I just didn't have anything to buy, and I just had all this money sitting around, so I just had to pay off my loan. Maybe that's just part of my, hatred of debt, which is not a good hatred to have. I mean, debt is a really good tool to utilize in business. It's like a really good tool. I like this residential stuff. Anyways, debt is a really good tool that I don't utilize as much in business. I'm starting to more and more in real life. But, I had money and I paid off the debt, so this is not an X2 anymore. It's just a regular old investment. But, that's cool. What I might do, not sure what I'm going to do now, actually. Anyone have any ideas? Let me know in the comments section. And if you want me to show any data or you want me to go through anything or do anything in this experiment, let me know. I'll be willing to give it a shot. Maybe, if it's not too crazy, if it's not going to send my company under. I'm just having fun doing this. I always love stock games. It's nothing like real life. I mean, you'd never just go off of this. This is good for just learning the basics. But and there is a lot of data. I mean, no stock investing game really has as much. And I kind of like the little bit I have. You can just search the entire companies yourself if you really wanted to. You could go through, you could see everything about the company, which you can't do, to see if it's a good investment. But that being said, I just did a really simple going off a PE ratio, and I'm just having fun doing that. I just started off with a one thing I kind of regretted, but I really issued a lot of stock. I took out a lot of loan and I issued a lot of stock, but there was just good stuff to buy. Now, I'll probably start buying back shares with this money, but I feel like there might be an opportunity, and I gotta do my yearly purchasing. So let's just go through this real quick. I'm just looking at PE ratio. Logic, that is, I'll buy 1%. Because it's at 12. That's worth 1% there. And 9. Oh, see, I can't buy anything from them, unfortunately. Some of the best stocks are the ones that you just don't have a chance to buy them anymore. They're either completely sold out, or, I mean, they're stocks that are good, but they're not of value just yet at the moment. So I guess Logic's the only one. I'm gonna buy another. They're gonna keep going down for a little while, I assume. But maybe next year I'll buy another percent and keep my cash on hand. So, all right, I'm probably gonna pause it there, or I'm just gonna end it there. And if you have any ideas, let me know.